how on earth are you meant to start? First and foremost, like, thank you to Singapore, because the 2014 World Championship just keeps delivering. Second group stage, another day starts, another ridiculous game. Yes, there was lots of mistakes from both squads, but that's what made it very interesting. First and foremost, we've got a couple of replays, but the first one I want to say, if Soaz had used a Rumble ulti on minions instead of the Nexus, this late game, right, Crepo, talk to me.
I just want to point out, if you magically see me tipping forward, it's because I broke my chair because I was jumping too much during this game. This game was just absolutely bonkers. And you can call out so many people for like doing the wrong thing, but I just want to call out like, fucking go going, dude. And I just swore on air because yes, exactly, that's what happened. He played so well. Did he even die once this game?
0 deaths.
0 deaths.
5, 0, and 15 on Rise in a game that went 1 hour and 11 minutes long.
This is why you don't give him Rise. The guy's just a monster.
And not to mention, he's playing against a Rumble, a Syndra, and a Nami, so they have a lot of things to catch Rise when he comes in for damage, and you have to avoid all of that. Because if you hit by one, you're going to hit by the rest. So by avoiding all of that, staying unkillable is pretty impressive.
Well, I want to talk about some of these fights before we break down some more of the match. Let's pull the first replay up onto the screen. This is Fnatic trying to make a positive play. They were trying to do this little backdoor maneuver and the inhibitor. This is a moment where OMG could have actually won the game. Let's roll this clip out and maybe Freak, give me some insight about what Fnatic might be thinking and how OMG counters.
So this is interesting because I think Pekka makes the right choice here, first of all, in choosing to die in his GA. I think there is a window for him to pop the Zhonya's here, but basically it means the entire team is stacked top of his corpse. He's going to Zhonya's on a Rumble ulti, so Fnatic are kind of playing the Peke bait, right? He probably shouldn't have been hooked to begin with, but for what it's worth. The problem, though, is that Reckless only has so many things he can dodge here, and the game is kind of dive him. He's got to run back as much as he can. The rest of the team can die out as well. And also the big thing is now he's got this downtime where his W's down, and he can't help anymore.
Probably.
The biggest thing here actually is just why this fight happened the way it did. It was because Soaz was still down in base, and he was said, hey guys, I have TP. Fnatic pushed us forward for just a brief second, and OMG immediately capitalized on it. You saw Flash Rupers in from Rise and Flash Hookem coming out from the Thresh, and that's exactly what you need to do. But now, this is where it gets a little crazy.
Yeah, this is one of the moments that I know myself and Monte Cristo are jumping and yelling and screaming, going, go for the Nexus. OMG, look at the minimap. They're chasing Yellow Star and Reckless. They're going for kills.
They could just meet them in the base. I'm pretty sure Yellow Star and Reckless will find you in your base if you're defending your Nexus. So just go to the base, push down mid, kill them there, and just end the game.
Cast your mind back yesterday when Peke was playing Ari and Winions helped him take out Dade. Winions today for Fnatic take out 2 Nexus turrets. I mean, I don't know what Fnatic are paying the minions in the Rift, but they're definitely in Fnatic's back pocket.
And I've actually been in games like that. If you're ever at a state where the Nexus turrets are dead, literally all you need is if you reach an inhibitor unseen, the game ends. You cannot recall and kill 5 champions by the time you kill an inhibitor or Nexus. All Fnatic needs to do is be like, control one of the jungles, and then see the team leave the base, and the game is over. That instant, you just walk in, the game ends.
Crumbs.
I think in that last...
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You're the only person that predicted OMG would win this game, and now I'd like to hear from you, knowing that you've got some, you know,
I foresaw that the game would go on in such manner. One hit, because I too have been a part of certain situations. So, yeah, the game was very chaotic from pretty much every single state of the game, starting from like level 1s, fighting each other in the top lane where Soaz TPing left and right and lost a huge lead. And it just snowballed from Rise getting a really huge lead against Rumble. And the Rise was single-handedly able to give OMG a really strong team fight presence. Otherwise, Zed is not going to do anything in a team fight. But the Rise got so far ahead that he, with a massive AoE against a team comp that wants to stay together, is going to decimate them.
I'm happy you mentioned that. We do actually have a special replay with Monte Cristo later. Before that, we have to replay the Nexus attempts. Let's pull up the series of replays that almost ended the game. Roll this clip out. And this is the Soaz equalizer I was talking about. He gets up to the Nexus, and instead of using his super minions with him to kill enemy minions, he throws it onto the enemy steps.
Yeah, I think if he had used it against the minions, he would have guaranteed that when he moves around, right here, he's getting himself isolated. So he's going to be receiving way more damage from Kha'Zix. He needs to stay with the creep wave to guarantee him staying alive for longer.
Just want to point out in the bottom right of your screen, Reckless is doing the right thing. He cancelled I think 3 bases killed 2 people there as well. 1 base went through, and we actually did what's ended up being was the Kazi that actually ended up defending all of that. But this is the moment where you want to be the hero, you know, like a year from now you want to be in the highlight clip, you want to be that guy, but sometimes it's just not smart enough to rush to be that guy.
Look how close this Nexus goes. I can only think to myself, if that Equalizer had got a super minion to the Nexus, 1 hit, that could have been game. That could have been a Fnatic win. I mean, Crumbs, what do you think? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I really think that even if that wasn't it, he really needed to make sure he didn't get isolated Qs from Kha'Zix. The damage goes up by a huge amount. Just make sure you stay hugging the creep wave and flash out of him when he throws up. Flash at W instead. Don't flash the other way. Like, the isolation damage is one of the best things Kha'Zix has in his kit right now. You need to dodge that.
Yeah, probably final thought.
Yeah, actually, Peke was in a similar situation, and when he walked up to the Nexus, he used all of his skills on the minions instead of saving it for the enemies. So it was Soaz by himself making that decision. It wasn't their team not knowing what to do.
Such an incredible game. All right, guys, we are going to break down some of the early game that delivered us to the late. We're going to throw it over to Monty, who will walk us through some of those lane swap scenarios. And, you know, with the Rumble in the game, it's something we'll continue to see throughout the rest of the World Championship. So, Monty, over to you.
Thank you, Quickshot. So, lane swaps. We talk a lot about them in League of Legends. They're a big feature of the professional scene. They are probably the most complex strategy that exists in this game at the current time. They're the furthest away from a player's solo queue experience, and you have to know so many scenarios. So we're going to take a little bit of an interesting approach right here, and I'll try and walk you through what a professional team would be thinking in this kind of situation. So you have to start here with the teams themselves and what they want. So Fnatic here, they have a dominant lane with Kog'Maw Nami against Lucian Thresh. So presumably, one would assume they would want the 2v2 and the 1v1, especially since Rumble tends to be weak in the lane swaps, and we actually do see a lot of teams having a lot of success in the last day or so against Rumble by using lane swaps effectively. So as we start to roll this clip, we're going to look at Fnatic's vision. And right here, you can see that there's an invade coming in from OMG onto the blue buff. The response is that Nami is going to walk in to ward enemy blue. So they have a very good idea this is coming. Now, it looks like Fnatic wanted to initiate a lane swap, Kog'Maw already up on the top side. But once they see the invade, they're going to actually switch the Kog'Maw Nami back down into the bottom lane. We're going to speed it up here for a little bit. So the blue will go ahead and be taken by OMG. Now, top lane, we'll see Lucian. Now, if we look up at Lucian in just a second after the blue is taken, we're going to see that he has frozen the lane. Now, let's pause here. At this point, there's a fast push going on now down in the bottom lane from Kog'Maw and Nami because they want to have control over this dragon. You can see the dragon right there. Dada should have already recalled right here to contest because the lane freeze is happening and because they have these wards. OMG has the wards down on the bottom side. So let's move forward. Instead, they're going to go to the red buff. They decide to take Wolves, OMG, and move up. So double buffs will be completed. Dada should already be walking down into that bottom lane. There is, however, a ward here in the river from OMG, so they're going to see the start of this dragon as they start to set up right here, right as the wave hits the bottom turret here at level 1, or tier 1. So we will see OMG now walking down into the bottom side and start to harass. Now, at this point, Fnatic gets a little scared and they pull off before they see Thresh and Ryze in the ward. So Lucian is still freezing up in the top side, getting a lot of XP and gold. Now, when they walk down into the bottom lane right here, of course, you can see it very small in the corner, Ryze is going to get this. So let's pause here. What they're going to see is Kog'Maw disappear from the map. And they should have anticipated the recall in this situation. So there are several opportunities here for OMG. Namely, they want to start getting this Ryze up in levels, as we're watching from OMG's vision. There's also a large minion wave developed on the top side. Since the support and jungle are already on the bottom side, the ideal situation after Kog'Maw recalls, and Krepo and I had a long discussion about this, that you want to push down and push this wave down into the turret and then have Ryze TP into the top lane to catch this giant minion wave. Meanwhile, Lucian should freeze as long as possible and recall. Because if Kog'Maw recalls, he's going to come back into a lane with an item advantage. And considering they already have the dominant lane, you really don't want that to happen. So if we roll right here again, we'll see Ryze walk down. But instead of pushing out the wave into the turret and having Ryze get a ton of XP and gold up in the top side, and then having Lucian walk bottom to another frozen wave, we instead see the jungle and support from OMG recalling. And what this will allow is, as we look at the bottom lane, because the freeze stays top and the minions aren't transferred over to Ryze, this is a great example of how to get your top laner even more ahead. So at this point, we do see that there is an XP advantage on Ryze, but it could have been even greater than it was. And OMG also gets themselves into a situation where they have an item disadvantage in the 2v2. So OMG did get a little advantage from this, but it's nowhere near as large as it could have been due to the fact that they didn't use the Ryze TP properly. And this is really why lane swaps are so complicated. There's so many different situations that can develop over the course of a lane swap, and it's easy in retrospect to see what the ideal situation would be, but that's where the deep strategy and the tactics tend to come in. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was a bit long-winded, and we'll head over to Shox right now to hear from OMG's top laner, star of that game playing Ryze.
Thank you very much, Monty. I'm Eva Shox supporter. As you said, here with OMG's top laner, Going. Played one of the best games I ever seen. First question, Going. Tell me what was going through your head, what you were screaming to the team when Fnatic was one hit short of killing your Nexus.
我们这次看到你作为一个上单选手，在这里面完全展现出了你的实力。所以我们第一个问题是我们想知道，在当时 Fnatic 只差一下就可以把你们主基地打掉的时候，那时候你对队友的尖叫的时候，你心里面你在想什么？
我当时心里就在想，如何把那2个英雄击杀吧。然后当时就很紧张吧，然后就尽自己的能力吧，然后所有技能都甩出去吧。当时我和灵耀就有一个很好的一个配合吧，就是他去把辛德拉杀了，我去杀蜘蛛。如果不是这样的话，我觉得我们很难就保住那个基地。
At that time, I was super nervous, and the only thing I'm thinking about is how to kill that 2 champions. So I had a very collaboration with Loveling. We threw all our skills on them, and I think we did pretty well because we split the work. I asked the Loveling to kill Syndra, and I killed Elise by myself. I think we tried our best. We put all our efforts there.
Tell me a little bit more about how you stay calm, because you are the late game Ryze. You didn't die once. How do you keep your cool knowing that it's all on you?
能告诉我一下，你们是怎么，就是你自己是怎么保持镇静的？而且作为一个后期英雄瑞兹，你怎么让自己是一直处于这样良好的状态里面，来在后期carry全队？
可能就是一些比赛的经验，还有心态上的东西吧。就越紧张的时候，就越要保持那种镇静吧。然后瑞兹这个英雄，因为后期是一个很强势的英雄嘛，然后我觉得我们一定能赢的，就打团很大优势。
So it's basically based on my experience and my emotion. That's super important. And the Ryze is a pretty late game champion. So from our perspective, the more nervous we are, the more important it is to keep calm down, to collaborate with the whole team. That's how we win that.
Talk to me a little more about your emotions. We saw your inspirational video in Road to Worlds. How have these last 2 days been, going from a deep low on day 1 to an unexpected high here in this game?
我们当时在那个冠军之路的这个纪录片视频里面也看到你个人的一些故事，我们很想知道，在你参加总决赛过去2天，你自己的心里面的想法。从一开始第1天表现整体来说并不是特别理想，到昨天和今天的整体表现越来越好，你自己的心路历程是怎么样的？
其实第1天的话，我自我感觉状态都挺好的，就可能感觉自己队伍挺强的吧。然后遭遇了失利之后，就发现团队上存在很多问题。然后我们打完就直接去看一遍一遍的录像，然后把问题都找到了。我感觉这种感觉就非常的好，就是所有大家团结一致嘛，都想为了赢这个比赛，然后做出了很多的努力吧。
So in the first day at the beginning, our team actually felt pretty good about our status, and we unexpectedly lost 2 games. So afterwards, we did a lot of homework. We reviewed the videos again and again to find our problems. I think it's super important to collaborate with my whole team and find the problem and improve ourselves in the World Championship games.
Yeah, and what a game it was here. Final question. We have seen your amazing talent in the music video by OMG. What can we expect from your further musical career going?
这场比赛真的是太令人难忘了。然后我们的最后的一个问题是，我们也看到你之前在 OMG MV 里面你在音乐方面展现出来的天赋，我们想问问看你在这方面之后有什么想法？
这个都是俱乐部帮我们安排的吧，就唱歌什么。我们平时也很喜欢去唱歌的，就一群小伙子嘛，去唱歌啊什么的，就很开心吧，可能。而且在训练的时候，我们也经常就玩着就唱歌起来。
So that's what the club arranged for us. And in our spare time, we also hang out with the whole team to the KTV and enjoy ourselves. So it's pretty casual that sometimes we also sing a song in the game during our practice. I think that's our tradition.
Well, it's amazing to hear. Great game. Congratulations, Gogo.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much indeed. We're going to take a short break to catch our breath. And when we return, the excitement continues with an LCS rematch as Alliance takes on Cloud9. Don't miss it.
See Loveling stuck around long enough. They're actually going to dive towards Peke. Deathmark is down. Peke's not going to survive this one.
Peke gets hit. That's the ultimate from Going. He is able to get out alive. The shield comes in from the Seraph. He will be safe. Dada gets hit up from a living artillery.
Cool, guess what? Loveling's at the back. His GA goes down. Cyanide's GA goes down. Cyanide dies in the end, and now they've locked up SOAS as well.
Peke up from the Guardian Angel. A few more hits. Will this really happen?
No, they didn't do it! Oh my God!
They saved the Nexus.
SOAS is in between them, but they're going for Yellow Star. Second man down, make that third and fourth. Peke will fall. It's an 8 for OMG, and that's going to be the